Batman, on a level, you could be the greatest individual in football.
We are back with another video, and I feel like we haven't done it in time, you know. I feel like we have.
Do you know what? We done what? We done all like Ollie going, we done loads of things. Then we done last week. We were back on last week. And then obviously this week again. So now the shows are rolling now, man. I'm ready for it. New adventure, new vibes, new wins.
But I fully felt like it. You see, for this Crystal Palace game, I haven't talked about. We didn't do a red talk about it, innit?
Yep.
So I feel like no one's really talked about it, and I want to talk about it now.
Yes. Do you know what? I'm excited to actually, because I even said to Biz, like, obviously with the game, we chilled on Sunday, we spoke about it a little bit, but this is actually like the first time I'm actually gonna have a conversation about it. Like, and what can we say? Rangnick'S at the helm, 1 from 1. He's undefeated, the only undefeated manager in the Premier League. What?
So is Michael Carrick, to be fair, you know.
Oh, so it's Michael Carrick. But now the Rangnick era is here, and I think obviously we're going to talk about it deeply. Biz is coming as well. Biz is on his way. But yeah, this is change, and I think first of all, what everyone's talking about straight away is going to be the energy. First 10 minutes, I was like, wow. Like, no disrespect to Ollie, by the way, Bainesy, but when you look at how long Ollie was here, a manager that I backed, how long he was here, how long he's had with these players to get to know them, to put his identity in place. Rangnick's not actually trained with them, by the way. He's had 30 minutes training because the weather was bad. He had to do video analysis. But in the first 10 minutes, I'm seeing a cohesion with the team. It's not just about pressing, by the way. People have thrown this word around, press. It wasn't there 2 years ago. The difference is that we were pressing as a unit. The players knew what area to attack. They knew which way to go, how to go about it. The defenders were up halfway line. De Gea was, people have not clocked this, De Gea was 30 yards out of his goal. When's De Gea ever playing like a sweeper keeper? De Gea normally hugs his goal line. So there's so many different frameworks that he's put in place within 30 minutes that we've carried out into that first 10 minutes and that 30 minutes. But I know obviously I'll let it come to you and we'll break it down properly. But
are you not embarrassed backing Ollie for this long then? Seeing what Ralph can do.
It's not. Do you know what? Good question. It's not embarrassed because I knew that another coach would be able to put something in place, which is obviously a structure. But with Ollie, because he got us to second and got us so close in cup competitions with the signing he made, I do think he had a right to see out the season if it was going well, or at least start the season. It obviously went tits up, and I didn't expect that come November of 3 months into the season. So I think if we go back in August, I think I was right to say that, you know, Ollie should get the start of the season to see how it goes, especially with the signings he's made. But he's made them signings, which is great. And now we've obviously got, you know, Ralph Rangnick at the helm. And like I said, I think the game, we're going to have to break it down from 0 to 35 minutes and then 35 minutes to 90 minutes, because it was two different types of games. But the first 35 minutes is what I think we should focus on.
Big up Abraham as well from Kenya. Appreciate the content.
Love that.
Thank you. Big up everyone in the chat as well. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to Trafford Tunnel. The link is in the description. And we are also joined by Biz now.
Perfect.
Walk on.
How you doing, Biz?
Oh, been having nightmares about Britney Spears, but Man United won. Here we go.
All right, listen. Biz, what did you make of the game? And the differences that you saw from Ollie straight away, a manager that you backed. Are you not embarrassed?
No, not really, bruv. Because what I saw was we actually started on the front foot for once, but it was kind of the same similar style that Ole was playing, but we were doing this at the end of the game where we'll do it about coming from a goal behind. So we'll do it in the second half instead of actually starting off on the front foot. So it was nice to see us start that way instead of ending the game that way. But yeah, man, it was a good start still. I'm not going to get too gassed, but yeah, man, good start.
Nah, man, I've had enough, man. I want to move shameless because I can't lie. That first 30 minutes of football, yeah, the smile on my face was unbelievable. Like our fullback.
Half an hour.
Our fullback.
I just said it's half an hour. Yeah.
But what did I say?
What did
I
you
think
say?
you said half an hour. You said half an hour. You did say half an hour.
Yeah, you did.
But...
Yeah, you said half an hour, as well. Yeah.
Like the first half an hour of football, yeah, our fullbacks were nothing short of sensational. Yeah. The way they were like helping out the wingers and stuff, not wingers, like the tens and stuff, was so good to see. And Diego Dalot, you lot doubted me when I said we should give Diego Dalot a chance. Remember earlier on in the season?
Not
now.
me.
You saw Diego Dalot hold down his own.
I was black and I was brown actually. It's black and there's white. You and Biz went against each other in that one.
Yeah,
But
no,
do you know what? I'm not gonna go
hold my
against
hands
Biz.
up. Hold my hands up.
You know what? Biz is gonna hold his hands up, but I'm not gonna say that Biz was wrong because when you look at how Ollie was playing, you can see why maybe Dalot might have not suited the way Ollie was playing. Whereas now we've got an expressive coach who wants to press up high. Dalot is passing. You can see that this game will benefit Dalot more than Wan-Bissaka. It's not that, Wan-Bissaka and Dalot I'm going to split them both apart. They both are right backs, but let's make it clear. Dalot suits what Rangnick's trying to do. So I think that, if you had this conversation with Biz 3 months ago, he would be saying Dalot. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not defending Biz, but do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I can't lie, I thought Diego Dalot was sensational. Like, even defensively, you're coming up against Wan-Bissaka. Not Wan-Bissaka, sorry, Wilfried Zaha. And that's a very, very hard task. And I remember what I said when we were having the Wan-Bissaka Dalot debates, yeah? 1v1, you could argue, like everyone knows Wan-Bissaka is better, innit? But other parts of his defensive game, I don't know if there's much difference between Wan-Bissaka and Diego Dalot. And I feel like my point's kind of been proven right now, because I don't think positionally, I think Diego Dalot was the right positionally. There was only one point really that he got caught out, and that was when Lindelof had to come and take Zaha out towards the end of the game.
Yeah, 100%. I think this has given Dalot a fresh start, as we're going to say for a lot of players as well at the club. Dalot wasn't really getting a look in under Ollie. He went on loan to AC Milan, came back, had that game against Danjuma, and you look at the Danjuma performance compared to now, and they're here on the Richter scale. Like, they're so completely different. And I think what impressed me about Dalot the most as well is when he won the ball a lot on his first challenge, by the way, it wasn't like he was jockeying. He went in there hard. Like, the bottom line is, if he misses the ball, he's getting a yellow card. That game, he won the ball consistently. And what I loved about him compared to Wan-Bissaka when you're trying to play Rangnick football is Rangnick always says, win the ball back in 8 seconds, score in 10. What did Dalot do every time he got the ball? I was seeing punching the ball into man. Punching, like, I'm talking fizzing it. Like, if man's not got a good first touch, that ball's pinging off. And he was fizzing it into man, like wrapping it. And I love that because I feel like now, as people know with Reece James, Trent, you've seen with Tariq Lamptey, you've seen with you and Cucurella on the left for Brighton, you've seen with these modern day wing backs now, it's all about technical security and being able to do something with the ball in the final third. And Dalot can do that for us, and Wan-Bissaka can't. And I'm not trying to get onto Wan-Bissaka's back at all, but I'm just talking about what Dalot has done for us in that game there, the game against Arsenal, where again he was brilliant. He was in my top 3 against Arsenal. Wan-Bissaka, who's been very comfortable under Ollie, knowing that he was the number 1, has now got to show what he can do on the ball. He was traditionally a winger. Now, if you're traditionally a winger, you should be able to be, comfortable on the ball. It's a big test for Wan-Bissaka now. He's in trouble.
Yeah, the thing is with Wan-Bissaka, he's always unsure when he's going forward. And there was a moment, I think, near to the end of the first half, where Dalot had the urgency to just keep going straight through. He got a couple of knocks in between, but got the ball, and then he was unlucky not to even get a goal with that strike that just went over the bar. And like, you're not really seeing that with Wan-Bissaka, because I feel like he's just, I don't know if there's something in his mind that just, where he just has a mental block when he goes forward. But with Dalot, it is refreshing to see, and especially with Telles as well on the other side.
Can I ask you a question? Wan-Bissaka, since he arrived, has he improved?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I would say yeah.
And I'm one of Wan-Bissaka's biggest critics, but I do think going forward he has slightly improved. But it's still not
okay. Is that improved? What's he improved? Because my counter argument to that is that are you saying he's improved? But really, when you think about it, in a Crystal Palace side, they were never really going forward anyway. So
you could argue that.
Yeah, I think definitely going forward, he has definitely improved. From the first season when he was with us, he weren't getting over the halfway line. Last season, added a couple goals to the mix, got about 5-6 assists. So it definitely has improved going forward, but it's still not what we need. It's still not silky. It's not more direct enough. Do you know what I mean? And it's not giving the team enough width as it is, man. I think for the first time, you actually look at the heat map of the team. We weren't lopsided. We were actually balanced. You know what I mean? That was good to see. I would say he has improved, but it's not to the level that I expected.
But at the same time, I say this about Wan-Bissaka and every single other player, the coaching stuff. I always say the blind leading the blind. Who has improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? which is why I keep saying the next 6 months are massive for these players because now we've got a coach. There's no excuses, including for your guy Anthony Martial now as well, Marcus Rashford, everyone.
Just one more thing on Wan-Bissaka. I do feel like he was starting to build something next to Varane, and you could see Varane was getting in his ear, just letting him know. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that might have just hindered him, especially in that bad spell after the Leicester game. So, you know, maybe when Varane comes back, we never know. We might see a different Wan-Bissaka. But for now, I have to hold my hands up, man. Apologise to Dalot because he looks like he's the first choice right back right now until Ethan Laird comes back.
I will talk about Pogba a bit later on in the show, yeah. But listen, let's talk about that. Let's talk about a defensive structure as a whole, yeah. During the game, I did not think we were going to concede at all. Like that sounds mad to say, yeah. I had a half chance. Benteke was offside for the first little bit, but other than that, I didn't really fear Crystal Palace. And someone said it, like even Harry Maguire looked decent. You know where that comes down to defensive structure. And I remember even under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said, say what you want about Harry Maguire, and I know he's not a fan favorite and stuff, yeah. But with a better defensive structure, you will see a slightly better Harry Maguire. I thought we saw that the other day.
Yeah, I do. I like it. He tried a few cross-ball passes, which he likes. He's done that traditionally at Leicester as well. I'm not a fan of Maguire. I admit that. I've said it multiple times. I didn't want him in the first place. But the fact is, I've got to go away from that. He's here now. He's the club captain, and Ralph Rangnick's played him in his first game, and they've kept a clean sheet. And obviously, going back to your question about looking like we're going to concede, I'll be honest, they had 2 shots outside the box in the first half, which anyone can have when you pick up the ball from 30 yards out, rolled to De Gea. And then in the second half, they had the Ayew back post from the free kick. Other than that, I'll be honest, I wasn't really moved. And we're talking about a Crystal Palace. There's not a Gary Cahill Crystal Palace at the back. This is a Mark Guehi. This is Joachim Anderson. They're pressing up higher. They're more creative with Gallagher, Edward, Zaha, Michael Elise, and so forth. So this is a Palace side that can create chances. And we've lost to them previously. In the last couple of years, we've lost our last 2 home games to Palace. We've not been great, if I'm totally honest. I think we beat them 4-1 under Mourinho, and then we lost 2-1 and 3-1. So for me, it was a perfect confidence booster for that defense. However, obviously, when Varane is back, which he's now in training, he will now probably look for the Brentford game, or I think it's going to be the Brighton game, which is the Saturday after that. I'm interested to see what pairing he goes with, because I would love to see a Varane and obviously Bailly or Varane and Lindelof tried, and you know, see if passing through the lines, because I think he'll really.
Lindelof.
Yeah, I think Lindelof. If I'm honest, we talk about Maguire and defensive structure. If you give Lindelof defensive structure, the guy can read the game. He can pass better than Maguire. He's not as, you know, maybe physical, but I think Lindelof's been better than Maguire this season. So I think we should talk about Lindelof more than we are Maguire.
I really, really want to see a Lindelof Rafa Varane partnership. I think we need to give Lindelof his flowers as well. Because the other day, remember when I said he's better than Ben White? People are coming at me. Look who's right now. Look who's right. Victor Lindelof under Ralph Rangnick is going to be.
People ever get into you for that? That's weird, man. Ben White, you know.
Like, listen, this is what I say about Victor Lindelof. Yeah, under Ralph always talks about that vertical ball, innit?
Yep.
First off, what happened? That Lindelof long ball to Rashford. That then Rashford passed to Cristiano Ronaldo. And even under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that little ball was always an outlet for us. And we saw Rashford score from that a couple of times, like Leicester, for example.
Yeah, even at Leicester, yeah.
So I feel like that, I'm really, really excited to see. And let's see, now Varane's back as well in training. I don't think he'll play tomorrow. Maybe he'll be on the bench on the weekend. That's something that could be very, very promising.
No, he's not going to be training with the team until Monday properly.
Oh, swear, so you won't even be on the bench?
No, he won't be on the bench on the weekend. Shouldn't be anyway. No.
Fairs.
We got a game
going forward.
Yeah, we got Brentford on Tuesday, and I think he might make the bench for that potentially, because he trains on the Monday. But we've got Brentford who haven't got Ivan Toney, so I think that benefits us massively with no physical presence for them.
But saying that, he was up against Christian Benteke, you know. Yeah. Like, this is where people have to be like, everyone says Lindelof's weak and all of that, and I hear that argument. But you're coming up against Christian Benteke, who's, let's be honest, one of the most physical forwards in the league. He's a handful. He took care of him.
Yeah, 100%. I think definitely Lindelof's been better than Maguire this season. And I think it is going to be interesting to see how he pairs them, because if Lindelof carries on the form he's in, it kind of makes him technically undroppable. But Maguire's then the club captain. But if you take away the armband from Maguire, Maguire gets dropped. So now I hope Ralph has a big decision to make, because the bottom line is we've seen what our record's like with Varane. And if people that don't even know it, we've played 6 with Varane. We've won 4, drawn 1, lost 1, conceded 4 goals. And I know, it's 6 games and we conceded 4. But if you look at the other games that we've conceded 4 in, or 3 in, or 5 in, that's not happening with someone like Varane there. So for me, Varane 100% has to come back into the side. It's just who you pair him with. And do you know what? Obviously, the second best centre-back for me at the club is Eric Bailly. He doesn't even get a mention in this conversation. And it's not biasness. We're spitting facts. The bottom line is Lindelof's been very solid this season. Maguire's the captain. Where does that leave Mr. Man that signed the contract in the summer, who I think would be our best pairing in Bailly and Varane, because Bailly would win the first press all the time, pinch the ball back. He's good at passing through the lines, and you've got Varane sweeping up. For me, that's the pairing I want to see, but I don't think I'll ever get to see it. So that's the way football works. And if Lindelof's going to be the guy that's going to help Varane, then I'm all for it, to be fair. It benefits his game.
What do you think of the formation change then? The 4-2-2. How did you think it went? And do you think it's something that we should stick with? Because Ralph kind of said this formation suits our players. He said he likes Ronaldo in a 2, which I 100% agree with. I thought that was spot on. And then he also said, like, the only real change is like the 2-10s kind of thing, innit? We're not used to seeing that. But I thought Sancho did unbelievably well. I thought Bruno needed to improve. I can't even lie. And I like Bruno, but I thought at times it was part of like forcing the ball too much, being a bit wasteful, innit?
I don't think he was as bad as he has been over the last month or so, but I feel like
I'm keeping like Bruno standards, innit?
Yeah.
I judge Bruno harshly because he's one of our better players.
You see with the formation, bro, that was the formation Ole was playing at the back end of last season, like especially in games when we had to come from behind. The Tottenham game, the Aston Villa, the Roma game, he was playing this, and I don't understand for the life of me why he ever changed it. Kind of had that at the beginning of the season when we had Pogba and Bruno off Mason and Daniel James. That was kind of working, bro. And then I don't know why he went back to the 4-2-3-1. I know it was comfortable formation for the team, but I felt like the 4-2-2 was we looked at our best. And again at the weekend, you could just see it coming back. The only thing is, if Pogba's fit, I don't know if Sancho gets a start. Because
Sancho,
yeah. Do you know why? Because
Bruno struggles then.
Nah, well, yeah, maybe.
Because I'll be honest, I feel like Ralph likes Sancho, and I feel like Sancho's kind of he can beat a man through the outside, which I don't think, for example, Bruno can do in it. So I think Sancho offers us a bit more, kind of thing.
I'm intrigued. I want to hear why Biff says Sancho, but I'm just staying quiet.
No, the reason why is because when Pogba and Bruno was playing the 4-2-2 last season, I just liked the way them two were like interlinking, changing in positions. Taking in turns to obviously like dictate in the final third, and I feel like them two have really got that chemistry there into playing that in that double 10. I'm not sure with Bruno, I'm not sure with Sancho just yet, but it might work in it. But I'd feel more comfortable if I see Pogba and Bruno next to each other behind the two forwards.
I think it's brilliant that we're talking about 3 players right now that every team in the world would love to have, no matter what. If you care about their possession stats or their passing stats or their creativity or their fit, whatever it is you have a gripe with about Pogba, Bruno, Sancho's game, the fact that we're talking about 3 world-class players that you could have in your pairing as a 2, it doesn't really matter. I think the bottom line is that for certain games we just play the right players. If you're going to play a team that's really going to sit deep, then you can make a different pairing. If you're going to play a team that's going to be relying on a counter attack, then you can play 2 different pairings. So for me, I would personally go Sancho on the right and Pogba on the left. But that's just what I want to see and what I like to see. It doesn't mean that it's going to work just because it's 2 individuals that I'm pairing together. Because I like Bruno and I like what he's done for us. I just think that in terms of possession and the recklessness, I think he needs to calm down a bit. And as Biz has always gone back to, that Villarreal game when he came off the bench, we saw a different type of Bruno, someone that felt like, right, I need to take care of the ball because I'm not a guaranteed starter. And I don't want him to fall into that pattern where just because he works as hard, he presses around, he's guaranteed a place on the side. But I
still want to see him up front, with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Bruno, I forget that.
I want to see how that experiment works.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Because let's be honest here, what I'll say about Bruno? Say what you want, Bruno as a finisher is actually very, very good. Yeah. How many times do you see Bruno 1-on-1 and miss a sitter? Or miss a really, really easy chance?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't really. I just don't want to see him up front. I like a bit more of.
You like Martial?
He's got good little runs, but I just want to see something a bit. Actually, I'm not even going to drop it. I want to see Martial and Ronaldo up front because I think they really complement each other well. But he's injured, so I can't talk about him for another 2 weeks until he's back, and hopefully he gets a chance. But Bruno.
No, go on, count.
Yeah, but Bruno for me, don't know, because you're going to lose 40. What are you going to say?
Elanga. He's one that's been thrown into the mix right now. The two Anthony's going at it right now, yeah?
He's going to start tomorrow. I'm intrigued to see how he does Elanga because he's got pace to burn and he's got a lot of energy. And I think it shows a lot of confidence that, Ralph can bring him on in the second half. As I did say, I'd mentioned it 2 nights before that he was getting good in training. Mm-hmm. He was going to be in the squad. He came on. So it shows confidence and belief in him. And if you look at what he did last year, that was a very good header against Wolves. We played quite well against Wolves in the last day of last season. Ahmad was playing Van der Beek, Elanga, and I think it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, Matic. I think it's going to be interesting to see how he develops. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not looking at Elanga as someone starting games for us. He can be useful from the squad. He can be useful in the cups, and let's give him that experience. The thing is about United and our youngers, sometimes we get overexcited and we expect too much. Look at Rashford. He got thrown in Europa League. All of a sudden, the world's his because he's starting against Arsenal and then scoring. And then it's like, whoa, you've already set your bar here. When really Elanga needs to just, and Ahmad, just nurture their way in. And if they can learn under this coach, it's going to benefit us in years to come. I don't want to throw them in and then we already see them stagnating because everyone's on their backs. So yeah, for me, it's definitely Tony's got the one that's got to step up because Sancho's got minutes, Bruno, Rashford and Ronaldo. So in the meantime, while Pogba and Martial are not here, Mason, there you go. Mason's going to get minutes and he'll probably start tomorrow. The worrying thing for me is with Tony and Pogba, the longer they're out, the more they're going to get their chances regress because the more these guys train and get used to Ralph Rangnick's formula and his comfortability, they're going to get used to the pressing. They're going to get better energy, better fitness. We saw it when Jurgen Klopp came in. These guys are going to be chasing their tails and they're going to be pulling up with injuries. They're going to be struggling because the intensity is going to shock them. And like 15 says, availability is the best thing. Like, I don't know what the term, I can't remember what the term is, but availability is, the best affordability.
The best attribute kind of thing, isn't it?
Best attribute because you're there ready to play. So Martial and Pogba have to step up, man.
This comment here, Ralph did mention our 2 number 10 should produce more chances. I know that, yeah, but I also feel like Ralph is kind of forgiving of them because it was the first game and he said is a new system for those 2 wide plays. So I feel like he's kind of all right with that for now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do feel like it, even though
have you got the image? Have you got the image of the thing, the picture where they're pressing?
Wait. This one.
Availability is the best ability. That's the one, Damien. Thank you very much in the comments. Yeah, so if you look at that, like with Bruno, Sancho, and then you've got Ronaldo, Rashford there, and then Van der Beek. You've got McTominay and Fred there. I love that because as well as he's saying they've got to produce a lot more chances, he wants them to. It's the first game, right? This is 8 minutes in, but we done this, let's say, for 30 minutes and we were very good. But if you look at their positioning in terms of if they win the ball where they are, look at the amount of chances they will create. Like, I'm not... That comment, I get it. It could be seen as a bit harsh, but at the end of the day, if we are winning the ball in these positions, look where them players are. They're all tucked in, so they're inside of the fullbacks already. They're basically only running at the defensive midfielder or the centre back. We are going to create abundance amount of chances. Now, if you put Pogba where Bruno is now when he wins the ball, I am laughing because you'll find every single one of them. Bruno might not. If that's Sancho on there, I'm confident he finds someone as well. Martial, I'm confident. Even Van der Beek, I am confident. So when you look at this position in the press here, if these guys are overturning the ball, we are laughing and we will create chances because, like I said, we're only going to get better in this formation. I don't know what you guys think of this image here, but I think we're only going to get better. And this is impressive to see after just one training session, or should I say 30 minutes.
Facts. I can't lie, the formation change... I was so happy because let's be honest, going into the game, everyone was kind of like, oh, Ralph is doing the same thing as Oli. And I was like, you know what? It's one training session, isn't it? Like, what more do you really expect? But then I saw it again. I'm like, how have you already implemented this? How have the players kind of already drawn and understood the philosophy kind of thing? Like, the first 30 minutes was sensational. Like, that's the best coordinated football we played in a very, very long time.
Yeah. I was quite impressed. There was a time when Ayew got on the ball on the halfway line, and normally this doesn't happen until the edge of our 18-yard box, and there was 4 players camped around Ayew. Just he couldn't get away from. The best thing he had to do was just kick the ball out for a throw-in, and then we get possession back in their half. Like we haven't seen that in a while. That high press, man, and I was impressed to see that, especially just after one session or 30 minutes. Apparently,
that's what I'm saying.
It's impressive to see that in the first half, man. So,
and you know what it is as well. Oh, big up Levin, love that, man.
Big up Levin.
Well.
Control, fam. That's what it is under Ralph.
Control.
And I can't lie. You know what? I can't wait in terms of like. Don't get me wrong. We did control the game the other day against Crystal Palace because I said we didn't look like we were going to concede. But you know what should be interesting? Yeah, you know tomorrow Nemanja Matic is captain, so you know he's going to start. He was in a press conference today. He's already said Donny van der Beek is going to start. I can't wait to see where Donny van der Beek starts now.
Yes.
You know what's interesting? Yeah, and someone picked this up here because everyone was like Donny van der Beek came in on the wire 10 rows in it. But you know when Fred was down, Donny van der Beek was the one warming up. So it also suggests that Ralph could see Donny van der Beek playing a bit deeper. Where do you think Donny plays tomorrow?
I actually think I'm just going to say, I think he plays deeper. I think it'll be Matic and Van der Beek. The reason I say that is because Van der Beek played in a central midfield role away for Ajax at Stamford Bridge. If you noticed, he actually was playing in a bit of a deeper role, controlling the game as well. He's already accustomed to having high energy, high press, because Ten Hag and that, they love chasing the ball around and trying to win that back quick. And I'm comfortable seeing him in the pivot because of what I saw against Everton in pre-season. Now, that's the only glimpse we've seen of Matic and Van der Beek together. I'm not saying it was scintillating, but it was the best pivot I've seen so far in terms of a pairing when you want to control, as we're going back to, the game of football. And at the end of the day, against Everton, I think we beat them 4-0 pre-season. But them guys were just paired comfortably together because at the end of the day, they're both fine and technical security on the ball. Matic is more of a holder, whereas Van der Beek can sort of float around, get into pockets, play neat 1-2s and transition the play. So I think if he can do that and punch the ball into these attackers, then he's going to be laughing because I feel like if we are pressing higher up the pitch, if we are on the halfway line, Van der Beek ain't going to be playing like he's in a pivot, by the way. Van der Beek is going to be playing halfway between the halfway line and their penalty box, which allows him to actually get forward, make third man runs. This isn't a pivot. The difference is this is not a pivot under Ollie. This is a pivot under Rangnick. Rangnick's team are 50 yards further up the pitch. We're winning the ball in their half. So Van der Beek's not picking up the ball from our penalty box and trying to play passes from there. He's already winning it where he wants to be played anyway. So really, when you think about it, it doesn't matter if he's in a pivot. So for me,
do you think he'll do the Fred role?
I don't. Yeah, he could.
Not so much as breaking up in play, but obviously the one to kind of press first, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think he will be. I think he will be with Matic naturally sitting back. Big up Rance as well inside. Love that.
Big up Rance.
I do worry about it.
It definitely is, you know.
I do worry about him off the ball though. Off the ball a touch.
But
Donny.
I'm only not worried now, Biz, because it's a different side to Rangnick's. I was even saying just before we jumped on the stream, David De Gea was 30 yards out of his goal. When is De Gea ever? The guy loves his goal line. De Gea is 30 yards out of his line. The centre-backs are all the way out there. So, to me, it's a completely different thing. And if we're already praising Rangnick for the way them guys were pressing, the way we played for that 30 minutes, the energy, the fullbacks, even Tellers and Dalot, who haven't really got a look in, Van der Beek, we already know what he can do. So, I'm excited to see him in this side. Do you know what my worry is? Do you know what my worry is? Is that because we played so well with our first team on Sunday, when you make so many changes, you might have Lingard, Greenwood, Elanga, Van der Beek coming in. Will these players shine because there's been too many changes, or will we actually see maybe a bit like, it's a bit flat?
And I think young boys still have like the potential to go through like into the Europa League and stuff, innit? So they kind of still have a point to prove. I was going to ask, what do you think of Scott McTominay's performance the other day? Because I think in our front six areas, he's probably listen, composure. Scott McTominay, I think he had like 44 touches in it, and Fred, like, hey, stop laughing. Fred had like 90 something in it. So like you can clearly tell the difference straight away between them two.
When Biz is laughing, yeah, I can laugh because he don't laugh.
What do you think of Scott McTominay?
Do you know what? It weren't a bad performance, yeah, but at the same time, bruv, it's the same problems that are happening. My man just kicking the ball out for a throw-in.
Boy, that video,
Oh my
yeah.
God. That was
my.
mad.
Do you know,
I
like,
wish we could run
there's
clips.
so many
but yeah.
times. Apparently, there was a team meeting where he kind of singled out Fred and McTominay and was just telling them like to get the early passes in. There was about 3 or 4 occasions against Arsenal. He said he noticed there was passes through, and you lot are just not seeing it and not enabling it. So I feel like obviously that's definitely gone to Fred's head, but I don't know if McTominay's taken it in just yet. But he wasn't bad, but again, bruv, man, that's an area that we definitely need to improve on. So hopefully in January we see somebody come in, but for the time being, yeah, he's still got a bit of a way to improve.
I can't lie though, like I feel like McTominay is definitely a player that Ralph would definitely be frustrated with, because Ralph always talks about that vertical ball directness, isn't it?
Yeah.
McTominay progressing passing is not the guy, innit? He's just not that guy.
Yeah.
So I feel like his time will definitely be limited.
You see, when he wants to do them crossfield diagonal like fizz balls, yeah, it's just so safe. There's no risk taking in any of his passing, man. It's just everything is just real safe. And then if he is doing it, you don't really have confidence that it's gonna find the target.
Yeah, real talk. I think that Ralph come out after the game and he said, in the first half there was 2 square passes and he was not happy with it. And I love that because he's already setting demands on the players. Right, if you're not going to do what Michael Carrick used to do and fizz it through, man, or have the risk to play for Manchester United and punch it through, man, you're not going to play. And I think that's what I like. I think if players are not doing what they need to do, they're not going to play. Fred is trying. Fred, I like already. You guys know, I've backed Fred from day one because I already said, why are we playing him in a pivot? He's not a defensive midfielder. Play him like we do for Brazil, allowing him to press, be the energy, tenacity, because he's the only one in our midfield that can do it. He's the X factor and one that's going to play under Ralph.
No. You're not getting away with that.
What, X factor?
Nah, about backing Fred. Because when we did our starting lineups at the start of the season, I was the only one that had Fred in my starting lineup. The man laughed at me.
Well, actually, I had Match and Van der Beek.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have him in the
Match
pivot.
Van der Beek. You had McTominay and
yeah, because I didn't have him in the pivot. There was no one.
McTominay and Donny.
No, but I still stand by that. You know, my midfield pivot at that time was Match and Donny.
Yeah. All right, yours is the control team.
He had Scott McTominay in midfield, holding with Pogba.
Now listen. I didn't know who else to put in there. I love Fred. I love Fred, man. Honestly, since the guy's been moved into this is the Fred I want to see. I've never gone Fred. I've never wanted him out of the team, but I've always said we can't play him where we were playing him. Since we've changed it, I'm just like, this is the Fred we actually signed, and this is the one we were looking for. He's going to be one that benefits under Rangnick massively. He's going to be the one that always plays massively in the big games. We don't need to play him every game, but we need to make sure he's in that starting lineup. And I think what it is just finding the right partner for Fred. I was screaming in the summer, maybe a Ruben Neves is someone like Carrick who can take the ball from the back 4 and, play it around. Now I'm actually thinking if we're going to play a 4-2-2-2 and play higher up, Premier League, I'll be going Basuma all day. Basuma in this type of team now with his... Have you seen Basuma when he presses for Brighton? He pinches the ball well, like he's sharp. Over 6 to 10 yards, Basuma is one of them, man, that he's coming. But the bottom line is, if you have him on the right-hand side next to Fred, I think that's a perfect pairing because we'll be pressing up high, getting the ball in the halfway line. And Basuma, I know he's not the best at, creative passing, but all you've got to do in this team, in a 4-2-2-2, is give it to the man in front of you. And if there's 2 of you in the 4-2-2-2, you both be able to do that. 100%.
I can't lie though. My dream signing in that midfield role is now Jude Bellingham after his comments the other day. I ain't even gonna lie. Fred and Bellingham together? I don't know if that'll work, but I just want Jude Bellingham. I just want Jude Bellingham.
That's a bit. I think we get if teams are counter-attacking us.
Yeah, we'll get worked. But do you know what? You see Jude Bellingham, man. Fuck off, bro. He's a 19-year-old man. He's not a teenager. He is a man, bro. That performance he put on
£40,000 fine, I think it is.
Yeah, for the comments. But you know what? It's not even that. His performance the other day against Bayern was top quality, bro. That game should have been that 6-6, man. It was mental, bro.
Hey, you know what's mad as well, yeah, with the Jude Bellingham comments? Like, they said it weren't enough to warrant, like, a suspension, yeah? But then he's having, like, the police allegations, police chasing him and stuff as well.
For speaking the truth.
It literally makes no sense.
I can't lie. Pussy old business. Because man spoke the truth and tried to expose him, man. Yeah, do you know, I don't want to say it on it because it's your stream, but yeah, as soon as you say something skeptical, you say something about COVID, then you're gonna be they don't want you around. So the fact that he spoke up and actually said the truth, I gotta give him it, man. And like, I see people in the comments saying Kessie as well or Brozovic.
He's available on a free.
I'll take Kessie over Brozovic if I'm personally honest. I think I like Kessie, man. I think when he played against us, Brozovic is good, by the way. But when Kessie played against us, I was like, I can see what you could bring to us, man. I can see what you could bring.
What do you think of Rashford's performance the other day? Because we were talking about in the group chat, innit? And I feel like the first 25 minutes here, like the rest of the team, Rashford was alright. Like I feel like the hate on Marcus Rashford
he definitely burned out
going into the game.
He burned out before everyone else did. But if he can just like keep the fatigue up in this system, I feel like he's going to be pivotal, man, for this team still.
I don't know why, but with as much as I like them, by the way, and I want them to deliver, Bruno, as much as I probably have no reason in terms of numbers to question them. In terms of performances and what I want to see in technical security, Bruno and Rashford worry me the most. I don't know what it is, but
like in terms of like technical ability kind of thing.
Yeah, technical ability, getting it in 1v1 situations, knowing what to do, decision making. And the bottom line is, like, I'm going to say it loud and clear. IQ is basically natural. You're either good at something or you're not in terms of here with your brain. You can train it, but you can't master it. People like Sancho, Martial, Van der Beek, Pogba, they've mastered it. They've got a football IQ. Rashford and Bruno, it's not fully there. But sometimes that can work for you, by the way. Sometimes when you're a bit rough around the edges, it works because you might do stuff that people don't think of. Also, people with high IQ can do stuff that they won't think of. But for me, like Bruno and Rashford, they are numbers men. They are impact players in terms of they'll cut and shoot or they'll do something out of nowhere, but they don't give me that technical security or that consistency that I feel like if other people had that ball in the final third, they would make the right decisions, which could mean 2-0 could be 4-0, 3-0 could be 4-0, 1-0 could be 2-0. Biz's fan is not agreeing with me, but but yeah, if I'm honest, like as much as I love Rashford and as a person and everything, I'm just worried about him and Bruno in terms of their security on the ball and their decision making. I think it's decision making really that's gonna be the big thing for me in this Rangnick team. If you're overturning the ball in their half, you get the ball quick. What decisions are you gonna make in the final third? I think Bruno and Rashford don't always make them right decisions. I feel
like Rashford's an interesting one, innit? Because I do feel like Ralph will like him. Like, obviously, everyone's made the comparisons to Timo Werner. I liked him, for example, innit? But at the same time, Rashford still needs to be doing a lot more. Like someone said in the comments, it's only one game. I feel like it hasn't just been one game now. Like, if we're talking performance levels for the last 18 months, this ain't the same mark as Rashford. Like, he might be getting the numbers.
But babes, the maddest thing is, the numbers have gone up. This is the thing. The numbers have gone up, but the performances haven't. Me and Biz had this convo literally last week.
And the thing is, like, I feel like I said this the other day with the show with Rancy on Monday. Oh, that was yesterday, actually. Like, you see with Rashford, the Rashford that everyone liked was him being direct, running at people. When was the last time we seen Rashford doing that? That aspect of Rashford's game's gone now.
He likes to come in, pass it, maybe try and be a bit too. Do you know what? I was with
I feel like you see post lockdown. I feel like he's tried to change his game, and I don't know if that's because of injuries. But even if it was, I feel like you can't keep using that excuse now.
Yeah, Hadj said it to me, yeah, and it's quite funny. Obviously, us man can all play football if you wanted to, but when you're younger, yeah, you wanted to score goals. You want to run in behind and do all that. Hadj was like, my man's 24 now, nearly 25. He's had a few injuries. Do you just think Rashford's like in his head? Fuck it. I don't want to run in behind anymore. I want to be sort of a creative sort of player. But the thing is about Rashford,
that's what I feel like he's trying to do, but you don't have.
Yeah, when he drops deep, it's not him. That's not him though. He's good when he's running in behind, being explosive. That's what we need him to do. That Heung-min Son kind of role. But obviously he's got less technical security than Son. But I feel like he's trying to drop deep now, play a bit more playmaking, where he used to cut in them crosses from the left and that. And he got a bit of joy. And it's like, right, I'm going to adapt my game. But really, Rashford, he needs space to run into. Rashford's at his best when he's running into space or he's running at man and he can just kick it past him and run. He's not going to dribble past man technically and all that. He's just one of them ones that's always going to be raw. And you're going to have to take the highs and the lows of Rashford. You know, get your goals and assists, but he's also going to have you wanting to punch your pillow at the same time. And that...
You reckon Rangnick will use him like a Werner? Like he did at Leipzig? Like off the left at times.
You see what it is with Rashford, yeah? I feel like if he's trying to play in the front two, who else can do the job that Rashford does? Like the Rashford that we expect, the job that we expect Rashford to do in terms of his runs in behind and stuff. Because that's not really Martial's game. That's not really Cavani's game.
Rance is on Rashford as well.
I feel like there's not many people that can do Rashford's job in our side, isn't it?
Okay, but if you're pressing up, this goes down to coaching and systems. Then, so if you're Rangnick's team, like that image, you have to get it back up. That image you saw where we're pressing, right? Yeah. So yeah, that team there. Right, when you look at it, if this is what our football's going to be based off, winning the ball in the other half, right? Say where McTominay is, that's where we're going to pitch it from there going forward. You're not going to need Rashford to run in behind because we're already there. All you've got to do is just find the man. When you're counter-attacking, that's when you need Rashford to run in behind because you're getting the ball from deep and then they're trying to expose teams. The bottom line is, for me, I want people that are going to make the right decisions at the right time. And this is all about people that can think and use their brain, not about pace. Rangnick even said it in his first interview. If you're quick with your brain, just quicker than what you are with your feet. So for me, Sancho, excellent in here. Ronaldo will be brilliant in here. I do think Martial will be brilliant in here. And then we have to find Pogba probably on the left because for me, they're quick thinkers and they will punish teams in these positions. Players like Rashford who need to run into space to operate, I'm not going to say he's going to be bad here, by the way. Like, I'm not saying he's going to be bad. But if you're looking at his attributes and what he excels in, getting in behind, with counter-attacking football, this ain't going to be that because we're going to literally be pinching the ball up and it's about being in the right position and making the right decisions. So I just think this is going to be a new challenge for Rashford's game. As a Manchester United fan, I want all the attackers to succeed. Some won't, some will.
But I also feel like, when we're talking about like pressing...
Can I just say one thing? You do know, like, with his pace, which you're saying as well, even with the press, it doesn't mean just because he's fast. It's about being in cohesion. Bruno's not the quickest, but he might be able to press intelligently. So yeah, man, like that's my rant on Rashford anyway.
But I also feel like it's interesting, isn't it? Like I said this the other day, we still need to see a bit more of Ralph in terms of when our side, for example, dominates the ball. Obviously, we saw it the other day when we had 61% of the ball, yeah. But his RB Leipzig side wasn't averaging. I don't think it averaged over 50% of the ball in total. That 18-19 season, I think it was around 48%. So that's why someone like Timo Werner might be more useful and stuff, innit? Let's see how now he adapts when, like, let's be honest, we should be having more of the ball than most teams in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when you're going to see the best out of Rashford, or is that when you're going to see the best out of Cavani, for example?
Even Cavani.
What do you think of Cavani now? Because Cavani's back in training as well now.
Yeah.
You think he'll play tomorrow?
You could see him and Ronaldo up front together.
Ty just wants to see Martial at this point,
isn't it?
Like, you know one thing I say about Cavani, yeah? Like, don't get me wrong, I want Cavani at the club, innit? Because I don't feel like he wants to play for us. But that game that we did see against Tottenham, Ronaldo and Cavani did very well up top together. I feel like it could be an interesting dynamic, but I'm not 100% convinced on it just yet.
I think you need one of the two. If you're playing in this high press energy team, like, I don't mind one 36-year-old, but I don't want two man who are just about younger than my nan. You get me? Like, playing up front for Manchester United. Like, I get it. I like what they've done. I don't disrespect them at all. But I think having one to come off the bench for the other is a great option to have. You don't need to start both. I feel like we've got dynamism in there that can work.
I wouldn't start both, but do you know what? I do think Cavani will thrive under Rangnick, you know.
What, this energy thing with the crowd going, yeah.
He'll thrive.
Like, he might actually be better than Ronaldo in it. No disrespect.
But I can't lie, yeah. Like, do you see? What do you think of Ralph's comments about Ronaldo? Don't try this. No, don't try this. What do you think of Ralph's comments about Ronaldo?
I'm sorry. I'm just saying, Cavani might suit it a bit more.
Just be quiet time, man. So waffling. None of this Ronaldo. Like, come on, man. Ralph.
But
I thought the first 45 minutes Ronaldo was brilliant.
Yeah. You can see the last 20 minutes he was struggling, bro.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Right, I'm willing to accept Ronaldo starting and getting jugged off at 60 minutes when he's done everything he can. We might be 2-3-0 up by then.
Yeah,
like, that's what you've got to understand, Baines, and I want you to understand that as well. I'm happy for Ronaldo starting 100% with Martial,
sure.
Greenwood, or Cavani.
Actually, yeah, you know what? Let's expose Ty. No, Ty. Wait a minute, yeah. Let's expose Ty a bit as well. Because you see on Sunday, you see on Sunday,
Ralph
yeah.
era. It's Ralph era. That's all swiped
Nah.
to the recycling bin.
It was Sunday, innit? The game. Ty sent me a message on Sunday saying, "You know what, stat man, I'm not excited for this game. I'm not feeling it." You said that. Oh, Martial's not in the squad and that. You're not excited. You weren't excited just because Ronaldo was starting.
No. I was
do this
excited. I just had to do bits and bobs. Of course.
Nah, he had Rashford starting in his team, in his lineup. To be fair,
No, but he
not
was
Rashford,
angry.
sorry, Ronaldo.
But he was angry that Martial wasn't in the squad. That's why you said you weren't
That's not
excited
on
for
Ralph. That's on Martial.
No, but you said you weren't excited for Ralph's first game.
Nah, I was excited.
Let me
I
get
was excited, but I'm not gonna lie. I was believing that after 5 minutes in his comments about Martial, I was gonna see Martial at home to Crystal Palace bagging 2, and I would have been like, "We are back." Everyone's a Martial fan. They just don't. They're just trying to. Now they've jumped that way too much. They don't want to come back now. But I'm riding it out. Like people in comments know, I ride it out. I love Martial. It's like he's like Andy Cole to Biz. Martial is my guy. The whole 20 years, 25 years I've been supporting Man United. Martial is my guy because I know how great he can be if he's consistent and fit. But unfortunately,
this is what Ty sent at 12:07 that day. Yeah, can't lie, I'm not even that excited still about the game. Now you want to go off here. You've been exposed like that.
It's gone. You see what it is, Martial?
Actually, you know what? Let me add more context. Yeah. Safo sent a message where it's like Ronaldo's going to start in it.
Yeah.
And then Ty replied, was all he's going to start if fit. He wants to make a statement to Ralph. Can't lie, I'm not even that excited still. That's what he sent. Can you see it? Wait, let me make sure no number
man
show.
turning the screen around, you know.
Nah,
can you see it?
That man's exposing, man.
Can't lie, I'm not even that excited still. He said that with chest about the game. And you want to say I have an agenda against Martial when this guy clearly has an agenda against Cristiano Ronaldo?
I wanted Martial to start, man. I was gassed up by the comments. It's like getting excited for a Christmas present, and your mum said, "I'm gonna get you a PS3," and she comes with the PS2 back in the day or something. I'm like, what's going on?
I'm not gonna lie. With Elanga coming into the mix, bro, and Elanga is hungry. Yeah, we've seen what he's been doing for the under 23s this season. Yeah, just goals galore. Yeah, fam, it's peak times for Martial. And the thing is, he's never available. He's always out injured.
This is it. I'm close. This pillow is close to not being here anymore. Like, it's gonna break me. But I said it already. When he's not available and these men are itching and they're getting used to Rangnick's play, they're getting used to the press, they're getting their fitness levels up. When Martial comes back, he's going to be scratching for 5-10 minutes in a game. It's a joke, man. Do you know, it's mad. It's mad. It's horrible the way it's gone, by the way, because this guy could have been a legend at the club. I'm talking, I spell it out, Legend. You know, Martial could have been a bad boy. I'm talking bad boy. When we watched that compilation the other day, yeah. Sorry, guys, I don't know if you watched our stream the other day, but when we was on Hadji's show, Statman ran a compilation, and I was just like,
I done it yesterday with the show with Rance as well. For anyone else,
it's mad. Like if Rance is still here, Rance knows because he gets it. Like I need to show Bizit, but honestly, I was like, this guy could have been so sick. Like even look at the goal against Watford the other day, not 2 seasons ago when he come back and he flicked it and dinked it over. Like no one in our team has the brain to do that. Like they don't do that.
And you know what? I do miss him and Rashford's link up because them two they had it, and then obviously Mason was coming into the mix and
big up level
them, but we never really got to see it fulfill, man.
I need it.
I can't lie. Like I need that Tony back at ASAP, and I 100% agree 11 here, yeah. Because I said this as well. You see the other day, and I've said this, yeah. I feel like I've lost the Rashford now. I've lost the Martial that I grew up on, that I liked. These players are completely different in terms of the style of play. And someone said it the other day, you shouldn't expect a player to like stay the same and stuff. I hear that, yeah. But like, what? Rashford's 24, Martial's 26. Your explosiveness shouldn't really be gone. Your dribbling attributes. Like, how many times do we see Rashford and Martial now take on a man? Martial was literally one of the best dribblers in the league.
James, do you think their injury, because 1v1, like you said, Martial's one of the best attackers in the league. I used to think he'd always dribble past players. But do you think the muscular injuries and the fact that they've both bulked up a little bit, it's just changed them? Because I'll be honest, you look at Martial from a few years ago, he was slim, you know, and he went into the number 9. He bulked up a bit. Now he's getting thigh and hamstring injuries, and Rashford's the same. Obviously, he's been carrying that injury for a while. Like,
I feel like that's the biggest problem with Martial, though. The biggest problem with Martial, where do you want to play? Because now he's kind of ruined himself on the left-hand side, playing on the muscle. He looks a lot leaner this season, to be fair, though. But, fam, it's just not that old Jose Mourinho before Alexis Sanchez Martial, is it? The 3 out of 5 player of the month Martial. It's not that.
Sad to see, mate. Sad to see. Never know, though. They still got time, innit?
The fact that it's a clean slate, and Ralph's going to give everyone a chance. I'm hoping that it's the one, man. Yeah, big up, Ralph. Yeah, you have got knee issues, and do you know what? Ralph said it again as well today. That he's going to be out. He's going to be out for another week.
I have to say that. He does. He's had his knee problem for a couple of years now, Ronaldo.
But real talk, like, he said it's not a new problem, it's a reoccurring problem. And we knew that he was out for it for 5 months last time. And if Man United are paying the third highest paid player 220 grand a week in Martial, and he's got 2 years left in his deal after this, I would not be surprised if Murto and Rangnick are saying, do you know what? 40 million, cash in. Not because of his ability, but because of his availability. And it's sad. Like, it'll gut me, bruv. Like, it will gut me. It will really, honestly, it will feel like one of the man them are gone from.
Someone says that man, the real goal just good. Ronaldo's playing tomorrow, not today. Ronaldo has been on his knees praying on to shin pads. Listen, Rance hates Ronaldo shin pads, you know.
What's Rance? While you're here, what's your front four in a 4-2-2-2? While you're here, put it in a comment.
Another thing, yeah, right. They actually played Messi against Club Brugge. To be fair,
is that game on now?
Oh, that's why PSG. Yeah, that's why PSG are throwing. They're playing Messi in that game.
I think they're trying to top the group.
Trying to get. Nah, I don't think they can top the group.
Can't top the group.
No,
they're trying to get his confidence up or something. Could never be Mago.
Yeah, exactly. Even like, do you see? Like Luckhurst even said they're working on ins and outs already. Like,
I can't lie though. Yeah, I saw. I think you'll see our 7th fan. Yeah, he put something about they're looking for a midfield in the January transfer. I'll be honest. I don't expect the club to spend in January. I feel like the Hadara shout to potentially a bit more. You know what I always say, like easy rumours, link him with a former player and stuff, link him with his old club players. I feel like that's what it is more than anything right now.
I had a link with Valverde as well.
He signed a new deal to 2027. I'm like, chill.
Yeah. Like we were linked to Timo Werner the other day, Christopher Nkunku. Like these are all players that be linked to that are playing Nkunku, at Leipzig.
Where's he gonna come, bro? When we're stacked in them areas, fam. Anyone believe in that? It's just dumb, innit?
That's what I feel like right now.
He's basically a better McTominay, innit?
Who?
Valverde.
Oh, he's never coming, man.
He ain't. But that's what I'm saying. That's the profile they're looking at.
Pogba left, Sancho right, Martial, Rashford.
Rashford. Ooh.
I don't know, man. Rants. This ain't it. This ain't it, man. Any lineup without Cristiano Ronaldo is wrong.
Rashford cool. And you know, because he's seen.
Can't believe Rants went Rashford
together, though.
Yeah, I'm surprised, man.
That actually doesn't look that bad. If I did see that though, I'm not going to be cussing. I would be like, I'm licking my lips because it'll either be sick or it'll be like, oh, we're missing something. Because Martial Rashford, like when we played, do you know what game I think of, Biz? And I know you remember it's Basie well. When we played Norwich away.
Oh, when Martial scored that little dink.
Yeah. The little 1-2 thing. I was like, these man, this is. Do you know what I had in my head straight away? Oh my God, I've got 5 more years of this because I didn't think life would change. But I was like, if these men stay fit, you've got Martial and Rashford excelling together. And the thing is, they actually appreciate each other. They don't just be selfish. Man will cut it back and link up with them like they want to eat together. So, there you go. Look, see, they got bare assists for each other. So it's mad. I'm basically saying what Rance is thinking, to be fair.
And then Dan James was thinking on the right hand side. Remember that when he went like 30-something games without a goal contribution or something.
Yeah,
until Mason came through.
And then we boxed up Man City away from home as well. Easy work.
I think Martial scored in that game as well, innit?
What's he doing?
Rashford scored a penalty.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, what are we saying for the game tomorrow then? Because I think Dean Henderson's been confirmed to start. Actually, touching on Dean Henderson, he's been linked with a move to Ajax today as well. What do you think of that?
Let him go. And then that means we get Ten Hag in the summer.
I can't lie though, yeah. I feel like Dean Henderson might have a part to play under Ralph. Potentially.
Because of the sweeping situation and stepping up. We saw it against Spurs away.
I've always said this. David De Gea is probably the better keeper, but Dean Henderson's more the modern day keeper, innit?
And obviously, Dean Henderson's quick at starting attacks, man.
I feel like that situation could be interesting to see what happens. Let's see how Dean Henderson does tomorrow, because the game that we saw against West Ham, was it? He was probably one of our
best players. Yeah, it was brilliant. About 3-4 saves in the last 10 minutes, man.
Other than that crappy little ball that he played off the pitch.
Yeah, in the last minute.
Yeah, I can never forget that,
Yeah, man, that was stress, man.
Yeah, I don't know with Henderson, man. I'm a bit torn because I'll be honest with you, I don't think right now, anyway, keepers obviously peak at like 28 upwards, really. But in terms of Henderson, do I think Henderson's the keeper to make Manchester United win the Champions League, to win the league? I worry about his size. It's quite mad. I worry about Henderson's size. I don't think he's that tall. And giving me Pickford vibes. Like they've got a lot of personality. They think they're better than what they are. But I think it's like one of them ones where, man, these men need to just like chill and focus on their game. I think he's quite acrobatic. Like, I don't know what it is. It might be these English keepers, but you've got Ramsdale, Pickford, Henderson. They're all a bit like they do their thing, but they also like, you're like, bro, like there's chill out a little bit. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? They overdo it a bit. And I just think like if Manchester United want to go to that next level, I think De Gea is the keeper that we keep for a couple years, because if Ralph can mold him into pressing up higher and trying to be quick with his feet, then he's the better keeper for me.
I'm looking to get rid of both.
Baines, you just took the words out of my mouth.
Nicest possible way. Don't get me wrong, David De Gea has been a brilliant servant to the club.
Yep.
But I've always said, I feel like there's more. Maybe we get another keeper. He's not going to be as good as a shotstopper as David De Gea, yeah? But what he'll bring like outside of that will be a massive, massive bonus.
It's like Edison. It's like Edison for Man City. He's not the best shot stopper, but he's great with the ball at his feet. And I just think, Henderson, for me, I'm happy. I said it last year. I'm happy for him to go, man. Like 50 million that Chelsea could have offered last year. Blimey, man, I would have taken that, because I just do think that Henderson's not the guy that we're going to take. There you go. Henderson 6'2", Pickford 6'1", and they're just not, that's not the guy for me, man. It's simple as that, really.
I think Ramsey's got ahead of him now.
Ramsdale,
sorry, yeah.
What, in England team?
Nah, just in general.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, I do. I just think whatever team has Pickford, Ramsdale, and Henderson, you're always going to have them moments happen. Like I said this with Wasim, United Analytics, big up United Analytics, and when I said it to him, he was like, "You're right. Sometimes you don't need the flashiest keeper." We signed a 38-year-old Edwin van der Sar from Fulham for £2 million. I was young. I was in school, and I was like, "Why are we signing Van der Sar?" What did you get from Van der Sar? You just got 7 out of 10 consistency, coming out, claiming the ball, simple. Made Fernando Vidic be comfortable in what they were doing, and he built a connection. Your keeper does not always have to be the best player on the pitch. And that's why Ramsdale's shining, because he's the best player on the pitch for Arsenal, because they're not scoring goals.
But you see with Van der Sar, he had a young start like De Gea. Obviously, he came into Ajax team, won the Champions League, got a big signing on free at Juventus, but they never really maintained it until he got into his 30s, dropped back to Fulham. Maybe De Gea just needs to do that, bro. Just drop down a bit, work yourself back up, and then thrive at the end of your career. Because that's what a lot of keepers do, innit?
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I think we just need a keeper that's just, us three are going to say, right, who's starting this week? Richard Smith. Because he just gives you 7 out of 10 every week. Like, do you know what I mean? With Henderson, I don't know what I'm going to get. With De Gea, I never know really what I'm going to get. Good start to the season, then you get the Atalanta mistake. So for me, like I'm done with both keepers right now, man.
Yeah, I don't think a keeper.
I don't think De Gea is shocking, by the way. I still have him for the end of the season, but I think we need to elevate.
Like, it's something where it's like once we get like a full starting 11, that's an area that will kind of be like top in my eyes to kind of improve. In my eyes. Just so like Ralph always talks about it, we need to be like a modern day club, innit? Because when you talk about the sports psychology and all of that. And I feel like being a part of a modern day club means having a modern day keeper. Is David De Gea a modern day keeper? Nah. Like, don't get me wrong, David De Gea has been brilliant.
Yeah.
He has been brilliant. But it's about going forward and progressing as a club. Hey, we've got to look at this as well.
It's the same thing with Wan-Bissaka though. Like 10 years ago, Wan-Bissaka would be sick, but the game's changed. It's literally that simple.
Let's look at this as well, yeah? Because Gary Neville and stuff, we're looking at it. Shots faced, rest of the season, 14.6. And our first game, 8. XG against was 1.6. XG against the other day was 0.7. And let's be honest, most of that probably came from the IU chance as well. Possession won in the final third, 12. The rest of the season has been 4.1. Like, what do you think of all this? Biz?
That's impressive, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite impressive within one game, and especially the possession won in the final third. I think that's only happened once since Alex Ferguson's left.
I think it might be. I swear it's like the most since Fergie or something.
Yeah, I think it's the most. I think the highest, I think, is Liverpool with 15. Right, but yeah, man, it's impressive, man. It's impressive. I don't want to get gassed, man, for real though, because we've seen the interims come in, we've seen other managers come in, have a great start, and then it's just not really continued. So yeah, yeah. I just need to, do you know what? Because it's just one game. I need to see how he gets on really for like the first 10 games, innit? Obviously, they're all looking winnable, but if the performances can continue like this, and obviously we can continue obviously getting them XGs up and having the possessions in the final third, then I'm all for this, man.
This is true as well. We did all of that with less distance and sprints, and as Saeed says, hard yards with a purpose.
Yeah.
Levin says obviously is the smallest possible sample size, but I don't see it changing from these levels. I agree. Like don't get me wrong, I've always said this. The sample size, you can't fully judge in it because we're judging off a 90-minute game against Crystal Palace. But other than that, if we're looking at Ralph's sides as a whole, we can see the difference. For example, at Leipzig, when they did the graphic comparing the Leipzig side to the current United side. So I feel like we will eventually get to those levels kind of thing, innit? That's why I don't feel like it's like a new manager bounce. But I hope not anyway.
Apparently, he was saying that it takes about 8 weeks for him to get his system fully in.
And even that, yeah, I'll be honest, even if we don't have it like down to a T after 8 weeks, you can kind of like understand that as well. Because he's not coming in with the pre-season. No. He's going to come in with signing no one, no pre-season, games every 2 to 3 days in England. Like, you see in Germany, I swear they had the winter break and stuff as well, innit?
Yeah.
So it's completely different.
Weeks. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So that's why, like, hopefully Ralph will be able to keep it up. The amount of turnovers we made in that game was brilliant, but football is all about consistency and sustainability. We need to make slowly build on this effective system, this big potential. Facts, I 100% agree. Like, I feel like that the game the other day was one of the best I've seen.
Yeah, especially obviously like the low chances created for Palace. Like normally, bruv, there's always been about 3 or 4 clear-cut chances that teams are having against us. And on Sunday, it was literally, there was none from open play. The only one that came was from a set piece. And
set pieces as well. I wanted to touch on it. You see, since Michael Carrick's come in, Chelsea had a lot of set pieces against us.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've kind of slowly been defending set pieces a bit better. I know the Arsenal goal is technically from a set piece and stuff, innit?
Yeah.
Like the Smith Rowe one. But other than that, I feel like we've been coping a lot better with them as well.
Yeah, it has been a bit slight on its tight margins, innit? Because obviously with the Arsenal game, we started off and we nearly conceded from a set piece with that shot that Rashford cleared off the line. And then obviously Sunday was the Jordan Ayew's chance. But yeah, man, we are definitely getting there. Obviously Villarreal as well kept a clean sheet there. So that's good to see, because obviously last season, how many times? I think last season, majority of the goals we conceded were definitely from set pieces. So, to have not conceded one just yet directly, that's plausible, man.
A lot of people are saying they want Ahmad to start tomorrow as well. You think he'll start?
I'm not sure. I think he'll probably travel with the under-23s. Obviously, they're playing the UEFA Youth League game tomorrow, and they need to really top the group. So, I think he'll play with them, because obviously they've been short of numbers as well. So. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he was in the first team, but I feel like just because the numbers have been a bit short with obviously Hannibal, obviously he's playing in the Arab Cup at the moment, so obviously that's one less player.
Oh, that's what he's playing in. I'm like, what international tournament's going on?
Yeah, it's Arab Cup.
Arab Cup.
Yeah.
Because apparently you got man of the match the other day, innit?
Not playing that.
You got no man of the match 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So what Biz? Is that tournament finished? Is it like a knockout? Or is it a tournament that goes for 2 more weeks? I don't know the context.
I don't even know. I think it's a group stage and then knockout. So it's still in the groups at the moment. I know Tunisia lost their first game 2-0. But that game yesterday that he played, they won.
Okay.
Interesting. People
By the way, I
think
saw that image you put up earlier, by the way, as well, and I just thought, it's just refreshing, man. It's refreshing. That's the bottom line of it. And I think, if the team are doing that within 30 minutes of a training session and watching some video analysis, then I'm excited to see what happens in 2-3 months down the line. One thing I am going to draw back on and say that I think will bite us in the arse and might be a negative is positive. If we use the squad, we'll be fine. 2, if Rangnick doesn't use the squad so much, then I reckon that, it's December now. By end of February, when it gets to the Champions League quarters and, with them sort of levels and we're playing games regular, we could struggle because we're going from, being the 17th or 18th least running team to potentially being in the top 3 and changing the dynamic of the team completely. We are only human. And if these guys are, getting that bounce every game, it's only going to last for so long. I hope it doesn't, by the way.
I feel like we also need to remember the Champions League group state round of 16, whatever, starts in February, innit?
That's what I'm saying. February and them sort of things. So if we use the squad, we'll be fine.
And you know what?
If it doesn't, we could, get a few bad results, man.
And you know what? The squad from when Ole had as the interim is a lot bigger than what it was last time, man. Just think about it. When Herrera got knocked down and then Lingard, who was there to really come in? Like at the time, was it literally it was I can't even remember what the squad was, bro. Yeah, Ashley Young, Matt.
That's what do you think of this comment here?
Yeah. What's this?
Tag, you want to answer the comment?
Biz can.
No, it says your name.
Using the squad. Everyone, 23 humans that play for Manchester United and wear the badge of the red and yellow.
Including
no favoritism. No
Sure?
favoritism. I love Martial. I've loved him since he signed when I was in Shoreditch. He scored against Liverpool. I want the squad to be used. And if Martial doesn't deliver when he's playing, if Martial has to leave, then I have to accept it. But the pillar will remain because I'll carry the legacy forever.
I can't lie though. Tomorrow, I expect probably 9 or 10 changes. I think it's time. Because I think it'll be Dean Henderson in goal. Wan-Bissaka will play right back, which will be interesting now. I think it'll be Lindelof and
Bailly.
Yeah, Bailly, that's it. I think Tellers will probably start because I still don't know if Luke Shaw's back. I think then it'll be Matic and Donny.
Yeah.
I think Lingard's back as well, innit? So I think Lingard will start.
Yeah.
Lingard.
Or maybe Elanga, Mason.
I think it'll be Elanga, Mason up top. I don't know whether we'll start Diallo. Like you're saying, Diallo won't play. We'll see, innit?
Yeah.
Sancho.
I think he's going to be taking 2 players
I think
from the under 23s. So it's either going to be one or the other. I think.
I think Sancho or Bruno, one of them probably start. The only reason I say that Sancho got pulled after 60 minutes.
Yeah, I think if it's out of them.
I think Mason starts, Elanga starts, Sancho starts, and then one other, and then Matic and Van der Beek.
Oh, they say Lingard is set to miss. I thought Lingard was training.
Yeah, I thought Lingard.
I swear Lingard was only like a little illness. I thought.
Yeah,
maybe one matter.
I think Sancho could. Yeah, I think Sancho could start just because he played 60 minutes and he got pulled off. Unless he's tired.
Actually, you know what? That's a good point as well. Now Matic is captain tomorrow, so Bruno won't play.
Yeah, it might be Sancho, Elanga, Greenwood, and someone else.
I wouldn't mind if it was Nah, I don't think Matt will start. Yeah, I just think Matt's finished at this club.
Yeah,
I still don't see.
Matt is there to carry that experience and probably help out, carry the Coens out, and that.
Imagine trying to play a pressing game with Matt. You just can't. He's here to get his culture badges.
Yeah, man. He's a lovely guy, great professional. And you know what? I actually think when we review his career, he's done all right, but it's just not lived up to the heights of what you expect from when you saw.
I think it's similar to the Pogba situation. Like, we haven't helped him at all.
Yeah,
for sure, man. We're wasting him out on the right, man.
How brilliant is it?
Absolute sensational 10.
Biz, how brilliant is it, and Baines, to look at it though and say, right, the 10 changes you just made, and it's still all right. 7 of them you're comfortable with. Like Elanga, we get it. It's not that we're not comfortable. It's just young. You get me? Like that's just the way it works. But we're comfortable with 8, 9 of them. Really, like Henderson coming in even in goal. Like it's not a bad number 2. Like we're saying, we don't want him as number 1. But when you run through that team, I'm still excited to see the game tomorrow because the imprint should be there. And the bottom line is all these players want to play in the first team. So they're going to have to come out and not be like, oh, we're through, so we're chilling. Like it's not a Fergie thing where you're rotating. It doesn't matter. these men want to play. Wan-Bissaka wants to get back in. Luke Shaw wants to get back in. Bailly wants to show what he's made of. Van der Beek wants to start on the weekend. So these men are playing with a purpose. And I think that's why us three are probably, and all these Man United fans in the comments, big up you lot, are excited for this game tomorrow because we still need players to perform.
Another thing I wanted to say here, just before you wrap up. You see, last week, before the Arsenal game, we did a show. We were running our mouth about that we're going to beat Arsenal. People were ready to clip us.
And we
You
did,
didn't.
mate.
What?
And then people came back on Thursday. Oh, Statman, Arsenal's still above you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what's happened now, though?
What,
just
Mason
in
Mount.
1 week,
I'm doing a Mason Mount.
Just in 1 week, we beaten you and now we're above you.
Harry Maguire.
This guy.
Oh.
I just feel like, because I remember I read the comments the other day, yeah, they were like, oh, Statman, how are you commenting on Arsenal when you've never watched them play? Where are you getting this confidence from? Where are you getting this confidence from?
Did you lot needed VAR to save you from a battering last night? It could have been 5-1.
Oh, did you see the thing that touchline frackers, whatever they would put?
Nah.
Let me see if I can get it up here.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. When I was actually, I know it's a bit off topic, but when I was watching, I saw the second one disallowed. I was like, nah, this is a joke.
Yeah. I was frustrated for Everton. You know, Do you know what though? Fair play to Everton though, bro, because obviously they've been through a rough patch, man. No wins in 8 or 9, and then to have 2 goals, that on another day, easily gets accepted. And then both get disallowed, and then you have to come back from a goal behind. You see, when that goal went in, Odegaard's goal, I was just like, forget this game, bro.
Yeah, I was like,
forget this game, bro. Forget this game. And you know what? I expected Arsenal to go on and win comfortable, maybe like 2-3-0, but I don't know, just like they did against us, bro. They just feel like they can sit back. I believe that they got a good enough defense that can just hold out against anyone, and they're just not strong enough.
I can't find it. Have you seen that graphic here where it showed the teams Arsenal beat?
Yeah. All in like the bottom last like 15 downwards. That's
exactly.
what they do.
They've lost to all the top 7. They've lost to the whole top 7.
Yeah,
and that's why I said the other day, where you getting that confidence from? Because you beating absolutely no one. You're coming at us.
They can't do it. They're dead. They're going to struggle to finish in the top 7, definitely. And do you know what, just quickly, people that have messaged me today as well on Twitter saying about my shout with Damari Gray. Big up, because I said Damari Gray would be a bad boy signing for Everton. And the reason is, obviously they've struggled, like Biz said, with Benitez in charge at the moment. But I have to tell you now, Calvert-Lewin is a massive part of that side. Like, people can say that a top side like Chelsea, take out Lukaku, they're better without him, Havertz, blah, blah, blah. When you're at a team like West Ham, Everton, Aston Villa, you take out a Watkins, you take out an Antonio, you take out a Calvert-Lewin, and it's a massive dip for them sides. And for me, you sign Townsend, why? Because they've missed natural wingers. They've had a Iwobi, Sigurdsson, them sort of players that inverted. You've got Townsend who can whip the ball in. You've got Damari Gray, who's a different type of winger who can take on man. You saw what we've done against us.
They're also missing another player as well. I'm not saying it though, innit?
Okay. But
creative player. They lost Hammers as well.
Yeah, Hammers as well.
Yeah. They lost another number
with
10.
Damari Gray, he can cut in, he can beat him, and he can whip a ball in. And for 1.5 million, that's a steal, because what you're doing now with Richarlison, Townsend, him, you're complementing the attack. I know who you're talking about, but you're complementing the attack. So, yeah, man, I think once Calvert-Lewin comes back, Biz, Benitez will change, and the results will change for them. I think he's a massive part of their side. So big up Everton with that massive win. But Biz, sorry, you can run. Who are they missing?
What happened to him? Because I think they suspended him, and that entire thing's gone silent, isn't it? Well, everyone, make sure you guys like the video. I think it's over 150 people watching as well, isn't it?
Oh, I love that, man. Champions League night as well. Big up Anas, one of the real man. Them, everyone, Levin, everyone, supported, man. Do you know what we always say, it, man? You guys in the comments, well, I always say it anyway, you guys in the comments make the show, man. Obviously, Stats in the Tunnel, me, Stat, Biz, love your support every time. Make sure you're liking, make sure you're hitting that
show coming as well soon with us.
New show, that's going to be lit. I can't wait. Disagreements, but in the best way. And then, man, make sure you subscribe to Trafford Tunnel. We hit 1,000 last week, which is only done in 2 months. So I really appreciate it. Keep supporting. Me and Biz are going to do a quick preview on there at 7:30 if you want to jump over and join us before the Champions League. But you guys are real, man. And like I said in the comments, we can't be more thankful enough, man. So big up every time.
Is there anything you want to say, Biz?
Yeah, just echoing everything what Ty's saying, man. Shout out to yourself, allowing us to come on the show every week and that.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously everyone coming over. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, you know what time it is.
I don't know what's now.
Right, listen, big up everyone. Make sure you guys like the video, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I can't lie, where's the next time I'm back?
Tomorrow with us.
Yeah, but I'm talking about my channel, innit? I'm back with you lot on
Trafford.
Trafford Tunnel on tomorrow, 5:36-ish.
Yeah.
United are playing tomorrow as well, so obviously the watch along and stuff with rants. But on my channel, I'll probably be back on Thursday. I can't lie, I've been hella inconsistent with content. I apologize. I think the last time
man said hella biz. Hear it. Man said hella inconsistent. Man does every
I
day.
I know,
bro.
but you know the last time I uploaded on YouTube was a show that we done. But this last week just been mad on YouTube and stuff, innit? So I apologize, but the consistency will be back after my assignment is finished, which is killing me. But big up everyone for watching. We'll be back soon.